Hey everybody, it's 1980 Millennial Commentates, and I want to talk about something that I've heard two creators that I really like mention and clarify themselves on in the last 24 hours. And they've made it very clear that they are of the belief that Nick Godejohn stabbed someone who was already dead. I don't believe that myself, and that's okay. I like these creators, but we can agree to disagree. That's one of the fundamentals of civil discourse. I completely disagree with that, and my reason is not because of any research I've done. It's from simply listening to Nick Godejohn's interrogation. In my opinion, it was very obvious in the beginning when he was lying, trying to toe the story that him and Gypsy put together, and the interrogator could tell it too. Now, I don't agree with all the ways that the interrogator went about interrogating him, but it was very clear when he was lying, and there was a visible sense of relief that come over Nick when he started telling the truth. It doesn't appear to me, in my completely untrained amateur, no basis other than my own feeling opinion, it doesn't appear to me that he really had the capacity for complex lying, for making up details that appear to come genuinely from him. He wasn't doing that at first when he was trying to go with the lie that him and Gypsy came up with. In Nick's interrogation, when he described Dee Dee hollering for Gypsy and he brought out those details, he's like, she kind of yelped it, and mimicked how she did it. I don't see Nick in his limited capacity and make them up that convincingly. He really appeared to be remembering something there. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, this is completely amateur opinion, but I just want to put it out there. On June 22nd, 2024, 1980 Millennial Commentates, do not believe that Nick stabbed someone who was already dead. I do think he, as people say in YouTube, I guess I'm going to start doing it too, unalived Dee Dee.
Okay, and how about hers?
Hers recently.
Okay.
Because me and her, I don't know how much she told you. I hope she told you everything that I do know also.
Okay.
Apparently from what she told me, her mom kicked her out of her house.
Okay.
So she texted me to pick her up.
Okay.
And what happened was I got on the bus about a day later, about in the afternoon of that day.
Okay.
And then I got back to, what was it? I believe it was Springfield. That's where it's
okay.
That's where it is.
So don't get me wrong, y'all. I'm not out here trying to pretend that I know anything about body language or anything like that. But it seems like in that previous video, he was really struggling with detail. Like, because he was having to make it up. He was having to come up with it out of his mind. And we know that he doesn't have high IQ. He's a very low IQ person. And that was difficult for him. In that first part where Nick is going with the story of, she texted me, apparently, I find that an interesting phrase that he used, apparently her mom kicked her out. I went down. He's very hesitant, very using unsure language and stuff like that. And when we get to the part where the interrogator, now this seems a little bit entrapment-y to me, but I don't know about legal stuff. Apparently it's legal for them to do this. But I found it a little odd that she lied to him and told him that Gypsy had told him everything and blah, blah, blah. And, I think maybe Gypsy loves you more than her because she's telling us. And that really seemed to flip a switch in Nick. And his answers are no longer hesitant. They come quickly and immediately with intimate detail.
Okay. So, do you want to do the right thing by Gypsy if you love her?
Well, the truth is I worship her, so
I know you do.
There's no way I wouldn't do it. I would thank her.
I know you do. I believe you do. But this is the point where you're going to prove whether you do or not, okay? Me and you talk.
Okay.
Okay? Because it's not fair. It's not fair to Gypsy for her to be honest and you to lie. Okay?
Okay.
So what I want to know is can you tell me this first?
Okay.
Did Gypsy know that you were going to kill her mother?
Honestly, she asked me to.
Okay. So Gypsy knew you were going to do it because Gypsy asked you to.
Yes.
Why did she ask you to do that?
Because she felt it was her only way to be with me.
One of the reasons a lot of people give for believing that Nick stabbed a person that already was not alive is because whenever he admitted the truth, he said that he stabbed Dee Dee 4 times. And that was kind of suspicious to me at first too. I'm like, wait a minute, Nick said he stabbed her 4 times. We know Dee Dee was stabbed 17 times. However, if you watch the part after that, continuing on, Nick explains that he didn't count the slice across the back of her neck that almost decapitated her. He didn't count shallow wounds or superficial cuts. He only counted the 4 that he knew went in deep enough to actually take her life. And he also mentioned the blood. She was bleeding. It doesn't appear to fit any standards of a person who was already passed.
Yes.
Okay.
Because, and then the truth is, okay, I'll admit it. I did actually stab her mom. I will admit it.
I know. Okay.
The only reason I did it is because I did it for me and her. That's the real reason I did it. I would have never did it if it was not for me and her.
Okay. So you wouldn't have done it if somebody else would have asked?
No.
Okay. So when you came here to Springfield, that was your purpose to come here so that way you could do that for Gypsy?
Yes, because I wanted to be with her and I wanted...
So did Gypsy know you was coming here then to go ahead and kill Dee?
Yes.
Okay.
She somehow found a way to get one at Walmart. I don't know how she did, but she did.
So when you so you didn't bring a knife from here?
No.
Where's the first place you decided to stab her?
And I just was in a random spot in the back.
In the back, just random?
Yes.
Do you know how many times you stabbed her?
4.
You stabbed her 4?
Yeah, 4 times.
Okay.
The 4th one, I felt it go into, I think it might have been her lungs.
Okay.
Because it was harder to get out.
Okay. Did it take 1 hand to get it out, 2 hands?
I had to yank it out.
Okay.
With 1 hand.
Okay. So it did. So the others came out easy, but that one kind of came out harder?
Yep.
Okay. And so, you only stabbed her 4 times? Are you sure about that?
Well, as in stabbing, I stabbed her 4 times.
Okay.
But I did actually cut her 1 other time besides that.
Okay. Where'd you cut her
On
at?
the back of her neck.
Okay. And did you use the same knife that you did the others with?
Yep.
Okay. And when you did across the back of the neck, did that even cause an injury, or did you see any blood or anything?
Yeah, she was bleeding.
Okay, she's bleeding. And so did she scream or holler, or?
Yeah, she did.
What was she saying?
First she said help, and then she didn't recognize who I was. And she said,
Okay.
who are you? And then,
She said, who are you?
yeah.
Okay. And she didn't recognize who you are, and she says help, and then what does she say?
And then she called up for Gypsy, but Gypsy didn't do anything.
Okay. She hollered for Gypsy.
Yes.
And did she holler for Gypsy once, twice, 5 times?
3 times.
3 times? And what was she saying? Can you tell me how she said it?
She pretty much yelped it.
Yelped it?
It's like,
Gypsy! Okay.
yeah, she was loud.
And what did you do when she did that?
It didn't stop me from keep on going.
Okay. You just kept stabbing her?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any reason that we would think that maybe you stabbed her more than 4 times?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Now, did Gypsy come in and stab her?
No.
Gypsy never stabbed her?
She couldn't do it. That's
Okay.
usually why she asked me to.
Now, where I do absolutely feel for Nick is I don't think he should be the only person still in prison for this murder. No way. I don't agree with Gypsy's sentence at all, and I certainly don't agree with how she's going about her life now. Knowing the state of Missouri as I do, all these attempts that creators are making to get Nick a fair trial and maybe get him in a mental health facility, it's absolutely futile. It's not going to happen. Maybe I'm wrong, but I do not believe it's going to happen. The state of Missouri has no sympathy or concern for a person's mental capacity if they travel to the state of Missouri with the intention and completion of killing a resident. They're never going to let him out. They're never going to send him to a treatment facility. It's not going to happen. Everybody putting all this effort into it. Good for you if that's what you really believe you need to do, but I think it's futile. Anyway, I have 11 subscribers, and I am very thankful for each and every one of you. I realized that I would be probably more likely to get more subscribers if I jumped on the bandwagon of let's get Nick a fair trial and do this, I don't know, petitions, whatever. But I think it's wasted effort, and I do think that he killed someone. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Like I said, I still absolutely enjoy and love watching those creators that I completely disagree with. But that's my thoughts. 1980 Millennial Commentates. What do y'all think?